Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. And man, I just saw another announcement by Whale Alert that another 750 million XRP was being sent. But about this transaction, I can literally say the exact same thing as what we were talking about a little bit earlier today. It is Ripple being up to something fishy. But what exactly they're doing, we have no clue. But before we get into any of this real news, make sure you press the like button because if we hit 1,500 of those, we're gonna be giving away 100 XRP. And all you have to do is make sure you press the like button, make sure you are subscribed, and make sure you comment something down below. Also, guys, go check out GSX. It is the world's first gold-backed crypto and gold coin, or gold-backed coin or growth coin. That's pretty interesting in my opinion. Right now it's 10 cents a coin, plus a 7% bonus, plus a 5% bonus for using my link. And yeah, in my opinion, it's a good risk to reward. But hey, everybody got their own opinion about stuff like this. But I personally have a couple $1,000s into it. Then let's quickly out with whatever we were starting off with, which was no, a whale didn't cause Bitcoin to crash overnight. There were a ton of people who asked me, Dusty, man, $1 billion was sent to Gemini. Are we doomed? Well, supposedly not. And I personally also would like to disagree that that could be the main culprit. Bitcoin price is down more than 10% from the weekend's new all-time high, set above 60K after an overnight sell-off. The now sizable correction was first assumed to be a massive whale dumping more than $1 billion in BTC on crypto trading platform Gemini, but ultimately turned out to be something else. Here's what actually caused the correction and why the market was so easily shaken by what was ultimately a non-event. In my opinion, it's actually mostly due to just literal price falling down below the previous all-time high, which is usually the main culprit. In this case here, you can see where it happened. You might say that this bigger candle was due to fear, which can be the case, but that doesn't mean that a whale itself has actually done anything. In this case here, 20,000 Bitcoins were sent around, which is about $1 and a little bit billion, and people are often just really afraid by that, but it doesn't necessarily mean that people are really taking profits or companies are doing that. It just means that some money was being moved. It doesn't really mean that they sold any of that. Now, is it fake news? Debatably. Why? Well, Willy Woo posted market sell-off due to bogus data saying 1 billion Bitcoin inflow into Gemini is the second time it's happened in the last 30 days. Chart leverage positions getting liquidated as traders sell off. Red dot showing the timing of the fake inflows 28 and 18K BTC respectively. So there's two things that can be happening, right? First of all, it could be a glitch in the system in this is the one that we are kind of watching. For example, if it was Whale Alert, in this case it's Crypto Quant, that is kind of a glitch on their system. Second one is it could be fake altogether, where it's not even a real inflow. And third of all, it could just be Gemini trying to influence the markets, for example, or it could be some other big whale trying to influence the markets by just moving some money around. In this case here, the Bitcoin expert, supposedly, Willy Woo, says that this is now the second time false data has caused it. And again, in my opinion, it's just a little bit of a question because an internal transfer between Gemini, right? Again, right now it says that it's unknown to Gemini, basically, aggregated inflow. But if it's already in Gemini and it's just being sent around, that doesn't really mean anything at all, right? At least for most people. It's just people are scared of it because it's such a huge amount of money and they're thinking, oh, that's going to be a sell-off. That's going to be something crazy. Well, talking about sell-off, talks about all that, Bitcoin reverse off fake out zone. Well, funny enough, it did actually happen. This was a little bit earlier yesterday or the day before. No, yesterday. It did kind of happen. We actually fell below right towards this dotted line, which is interesting. So if we go up from here, the 24 hours is going to close in a little bit here, in a couple of hours. If we actually close and go green from here, this guy definitely gets my respect. So I'm going to quickly thumb that up because it's a pretty beautiful chart in that sense. And we'll see what happens from here, but I'm going to keep him in the back of my head. However, sharing this whole thing, it ain't going to happen. It's a little bit too much stuff to do in this video. But read it for yourself if you want to, right? Pause it right now. You can read it, hopefully. And then talking about my own little chart right here for Bitcoin, man, I actually took profit 2 times in the last, I don't know how many hours. You can see here, these are all my trades, which I've done for Bitcoin. I just let them stick in here so you guys can hopefully see something of what I am doing. I don't remember the first two ones anymore too well. However, I told you guys I was gonna go long once we broke past the 1.618, I believe, Fibonacci. If we did that with severity, this is once more a 1 hour chart. This is not the only thing I'm using, but this is the easiest to show you guys. We broke there, we broke with severity, which means a confirming candle. And then again, I went for a 3.5% profit, which we got pretty easily, right around here. I think I actually let it sit for about 3.7, not the full 4 point something, which I could have taken. It was just 3.5, but I was recording a video whilst it was happening. And just after I ended the video, I closed the position, which was about 3.6, 3.7%. Once more, it is times 20 though, so that was pretty nice. And then I told you guys, we'll most likely not breach too quickly. However, we did. But if it did, I would most likely trade it once more if we saw this move happen with severity. And I like to say severity. Some people like to call it differently, but this is the thing that I usually go for. And well, we did it. We went to breach with severity. Not too heavily though, but again, we did. This is the line which you, in this case, are referring to. We broke. We got a confirming candle right afterwards. Just look at the red line, all right? Just look at all these red candles. It's a little bit annoying that I have this all in the way, but I'm only using one monitor right now, so it's a little bit annoying for me to also take them off. Let me quickly see if I can do that still. Take this one off. Take it off, take it off, take it off. So there we go. So what I did was once we went down there, we got a confirming candle. I decided to go short and go for my usual 3.5%. In this case here, since it's actually such a short time span at which it went down again, sometimes it's better to actually only go for 1%, but that depends on how many trades have already gone successful, how you are adjusting your strategy, and what other trades you are taking, and I guess what your global strategy is. In my opinion here, I would actually like to go for 3.5% only because my risk to reward is just a lot better. But if you were kind of wanting to have a really safe bet, which would work, I'm going to say 75+% of the time, this is the way to go about it. And once more, if we breach the top side and move with severity, which basically means a confirming candle, I will buy again. If we go below, I will do exactly the same thing almost every single time with important levels because your win ratio is just going to be ridiculously high. Once more, you can most likely get a lot more trades in with a different strategy. This sometimes only works twice a week or so, but if you almost always win, it is definitely worth it in the end. Then VeChain reaches 0.08, basically 8 cents for VeChain. I've been stacking up my coins for a very long while. And again, 92 more cents to go, guys. $1 VeChain is not too far off. It's not impossible, definitely not. Then moving over into Leonidas Hydroloizu, who said, if FLR keeps this up, it's going to make a lot of people millionaires by accident. And that's actually one pretty fun thing because I believe most people watching right now only have, let's say at maximum 2,000 XRP. So logically speaking, it's not going to make them an FLR millionaire or anything like that, or it's not going to give them $1 million straight at the bat if FLR ever comes out. But the idea that Flare, since it's a free airdrop, will start out ridiculously cheap and a ton of XRP holders will be buying in just because they're thinking, hey, let me go for it. And the fact that there's some big XRP holders with most likely 1 million or 1 billion out there that didn't really know too much about Flare. They just bought it because they most likely have a lot in crypto and don't really know about an airdrop like that because they don't care. Yeah, they're also going to maybe get themselves a huge amount of money just like that. And a fun fact is Flare right now on bitrue, which is not the official one, but hey, it is something, is also trading at around $1. So, calculate for yourself. It could be pretty damn big once this pulls through. Then, as I said before, 750 mil most likely has to do with Ripple. It's been dormant for a little while though, so I think it's rather interesting. It's about 1.5 billion XRP moved in a very short amount of time. Then somebody had a price prediction for what if Ripple were to actually win the lawsuit. There's no real price prediction to be putting on there though, except for my own. And that's again for yourself as well and for anybody else as well. It's all just in your own head because we don't really know. But I'm thinking a couple dollars, like maybe 3 to 5, 3 to 7. It's all pretty damn simple once we breach. So that basically means win the lawsuit. And Ripple asked court to force SEC to produce documents regarding Bitcoin and Ethereum. Nothing new, nothing crazy. It's just why did Bitcoin and Ethereum become kind of exempt from all the rules and XRP didn't? They want to know. They want to get inside of the case because that might help themselves. It's pretty logical as well. Ripple utility fork Flare Networks halts cost and testnet. Second iteration coming in 14 days. Long story short, there was basically just an issue. the chain IDs can cause loss of users' funds. However, as we instructed people to create entirely new wallets, that was not really an issue for anybody who followed the steps. And what the whole thing is the post on Discord states that the chain ID for connecting to Coston was incorrect. Apparently, the correct parameter to log into the blockchain was 16, but users could only use 1 and 0x1 as the test network ID. And as a result, the team reported that, hey, some people could have lost their money, but it was most likely nothing too much if you just followed the instructions. Then, Cardano added to Bloomberg terminal, investors scrutinize the asset. Cardano has shown up, exact opposite thing, on the Bloomberg terminal. Already experiencing a tremendous surge, the addition should give the asset even more exposure. The project is expected to launch the next phase of its roadmap, Gaugen, in the months to come. And yeah, this is just a little positive announcement, nothing too crazy. Some people thought this was a very big deal, though. I personally don't think it is too amazing, but the terminal from Bloomberg is one of the ones used by professional traders and costs around $24,500 a year. So from that perspective, it might be a very nice thing to get on there. Yeah, just depends on what you think is really interesting. I think it's cool, though, that they got on there. Then Biden says 100 million stimulus checks will be delivered in 10 days. Just a small little side note. Okay, we'll see. And once more, go check out GSX. A link will be down below. I personally, once more, have a couple $1,000s into it, and I'm hoping to get a 25 or 50 times return on this one. But I, of course, know that it can also be default, where it's basically just I lose all my money. I know it can happen, and I'm very much aware, but we'll see. I'm putting some money into it because I got to try it out. See you guys again in another one. Have a nice day, and yeah, take care, everybody.